I was depressed, but I now have a 6-foot-long hyena plush. You know, I'm not a furry, but objectively, I think this could fix most things wrong with me. I have this 6-foot-long husky plush that Smoke really likes to sit on. And I don't know, man, her life seems pretty peachy to me. Hi again, guys, and I'm sure I look a little different today. And not in like a what the hell is he wearing kind of way, but more in like a what the hell is he wearing? A new skin has been unlocked, and it's one that you'll actually be able to peel off of me and wear yourself soon. More on that in a second, but I'm very excited to share. Today we're returning to r/FurryIRL. It's been several years since we last went on that subreddit, so we do have some ground to cover. Basically, unlike my Furry Struggles series, this is not exclusively about furries going through it. There's some of that, but it's also about how pervasive through culture they happen to be. They have an influence that outsizes their numbers with several orders of magnitude. Do those big words work on you guys? I can never tell. The reason for this outfit, though, is actually very special. Look at the tentacles on it. You know how I have those big videos that I work over a long time, like the iceberg or that Bass Pro Pyramid video? The ones where I basically pour my whole existence into them. I'm very happy to share that my next big project is coming this weekend. Probably. Listen, I'm absolutely shooting for Saturday, but it is gonna be close. I am nose to the stone on the grind to get this done for y'all, and I really think you'll enjoy it, but soon, be on the lookout. Some crazy stuff I'm talking about in that video, and also I have a lot of cool stuff to reveal. Things I've had to keep my mouth shut for close to a year at this point about, so if y'all would give a shot at watching that video when it comes out, I would much appreciate it. Anyways, let's get started. My brother isn't a furry, but he is very supportive. If everyone could actually physically be their fursona and not just a costume, do you think conventions would smell better or worse on average? You are asking the real questions. I mean, the only frame of reference we really have is like how hard it is to clean fabric in general. I feel like that if people were covered in fur for real, it would take a lot more maintenance than it would like human hair, but because it's literally your whole body, you'd be a lot more motivated to actually do all the expensive body conditioners and all that shit. How bad on average do fur cons smell, man? Oh man, actually, I don't want to think about that. All sorts of possibilities have been racing across my mind. Like, do people use the same suit to walk around the convention that they do stuff in bed? Let's move on before I think about this too hard. A developer conference running in parallel with a furry convention is pure comedy. I mean, we've made this joke like a billion times on this channel, but the Venn diagram here is basically a circle. The amount of people who bought tickets to both is probably 90%. I wonder how many people who are at the developer conference are like secret furries and have to be there for industry reasons, but are like in their fursuit at room parties for the other convention that's going on. Double lives, you'd love to see them. You draw lesbian furries. How fucking embarrassing. And you know, sometimes the only way to shut someone up is like flex on them a little bit. We're looking at close to 6 figures here right now. I'm gonna give you a handy piece of advice though. Do not leave that money in PayPal. Bro, as soon as I get some shit in mind, it is gone almost immediately. PayPal is not a bank. They can lock you out of money so easy, and the fees are egregious. Get that shit out of there. That money is worth nothing until it's under a bank account with your name on it. And this is like a funny comeback that we can all look at and laugh from the sidelines, but I think it needs to be made clear that this is a very rare phenomenon, truly. The joke is always, if I go broke, I'll sell out and just make NSFW furry commissions. I'm sorry, but you need to have built yourself up as someone worth commissioning first. I don't commission that kind of stuff, so I wouldn't know exactly, but I have commissioned artists for other things. And it's not that there aren't great artists who I wouldn't commission who are small, it's just, it's much easier for them to get on my radar if they have a portfolio. You ever just misclick spicy gay furry art and hashtag engineering announcements on work Slack? Update. Fired. I'm gonna be so real with you. Why would you use Slack for anything other than work? I mean, like, I've never used the service, so I don't know if maybe it's just, like, gotten more options for stuff to do with friends. But you know the saying, don't mix pleasure and business, man. Keep all your furry gay shit on your Discord account. Maybe even have a burner that you only use for furry stuff, and then a normal one you hang out with your IRL friends with on. And then Slack stays work. There should be a 0% chance of an image of, like, a furry penis getting copy and pasted even into the text box, much less getting sent. An observation. Online, furries go, ooh, yeah, bites you, no thoughts, puppy mode. While in real life, they have 3 PhDs, are a pilot, astronaut, president of the IT department, a lawyer, and a Nobel Prize winner all at once. Also, I'm taking a guess here, but likely a white dude based on the illustration here by Nick. If I was like a cashier or janitor furry and I saw a post like these appearing once a month, I would have already started clicking a revolver against my head before I sleep at night. And there you have it, fellas. The record wealth gap in America is pervasive even in every subcommittee you can think of. There exists a lower, middle middle, and upper class of furries. The ones with the tech jobs get to call the shot, and they're power brokers for what conventions get funded and stuff. Oh my god, what am I even saying here? But yeah, I feel like the stereotype is less that all furries are rich and muscular, but more that like they are either rich or dirt broke, but still manage to buy a $2,000 fursuit by the skin of their teeth anyways. The archetype I see, and I think is probably more true, is that they're extreme ends of a spectrum that is actually just a dot because there's nothing in between. Oh, speaking of which, whoever told you all furries work in tech was a bitch. Hey man, just because you're a janitor doesn't mean you don't work in tech. Perhaps the floors of the building that you mop at are Microsoft offices. Microsoft Office's office? Damn. That's the thing. That's how you work your way up the ladder, man. Like me, YouTuber straight out of high school would know how that works. You just really need to grind, man. There's opportunities out there everywhere. Oh, the artist isn't tagged on this. That sucks. But I'm not a monster. There, big guy. If you guys don't know, this is in reference to like the Pokemon Giga Leak that happened earlier this year. And basically a bunch of scrapped lore notes from it that were supposed to be like based off ancient mythology. They got released and through like really bad auto machine translation. And also just some of the stuff being described being a what in Pokemon. People started calling Typhlosion a groomer because he apparently kidnapped a girl, dude. It's not that serious, and I do feel really bad for Typhlosion fans the world over because they didn't ask for this. Typhlosion didn't do shit, man. He's innocent. What are you doing if you get on a plane and see this? And it's just wall-to-wall furries with their fursuit heads on in the plane. See, I understand this is interesting for a cool little photo op, but I don't know if y'all have ever been on a plane. This would be so unbearably hot. You are in a giant metal tube flying as close to the sun as you'll probably ever be in your life, and you are cooking. Ventilation is bad. You're basically recycling the same 3 gallons of air. So let's put a just giant suffocating mask on it. Bro, take that shit off. But basically, this dude said, I'm putting on some cat ears. I'm about to get my rent paid and my back blown to smithereens by a tech nerd with 20-inch biceps and $750,000 yearly income. Okay, so you're running the roulette on this one because maybe you'll run into that person with 6 figures a year, or you'll get a twink with social anxiety. I'm gonna be honest, this person is just not committed enough to this to actually pull off this stunt. I'd put on some cat ears. That's so fucking little work, man. They make headphones that have ears built onto them. Everyone knows you're there for the grift and are just trying to get some money out of them. If all you're gonna put on is cat ears, get the full suit, man. Spend that however many $1,000 in a nice suit, then you can try and woo some of these people. Might not work, but hey, at least it's a more earnest effort. There is a range with no supervision, and a jeep full of guys in fursuits show up occasionally and act like it's normal. The worst part is they outshoot half the damn rage with their dumb masks on. That's like the last thing I think I'd ever want to happen to me. Getting mogged by a furry in any particular skill is fine, but when they're able to do it with the fursuit on, especially activities like this that are super reliant on eyesight, like, god damn it, man. It's also like that one fursuiter in South Korea who just like hits the craziest dance choreography moves while in full fursuit. The agility and speed while they have in that like goddamn sauna makes you think, oh, that's just actually them. They've moved like this their entire life. They're not a furry, that's just a real life anthropomorphic animal. So purportedly, a fursuit in the West has a lot more of a cartoony design and aesthetic to them, while fursuits in Japan go for that like more realistic, rugged look. I don't really know much about the idiosyncrasies of making fursuits, but I will say aesthetically I do appreciate a lot of what they're doing over in Japan. You know, just taking a piss and oh, god damn it. Ooh, wowie. Somebody arrest that furry that's looking at my penis. That is a sex crime. This dumbass doesn't even have his paws on like physical items to actually like clamber over and look down from. The further extension of the damn, you peeing loud as hell. Are you sizzling chicken in there? My mom thought a FurryCon was a pet event and volunteered with our therapy dog. Okay, legit, that's so cute, man. I hope the dog at least had a good time. I'm sure there was no lack of people wanting to pet him. I just really need to know the name of the specific FurCon that this was because some of these event names are very hard to mix up. Like, I feel like Midwest Fur Fest would not like really strongly imply pets, but alas, this one remains a mystery and we may never know. The Valve official fursona? Wait, is this real? Let's not forget that Furry Shell is canon merch. This is absolutely one of those things like there's a furry in the offices of Valve in the design department who is like, oh, I'll pitch this design and see if I can get past these people that I'm definitely into this sort of thing. And it's not that he got away with it, I don't think. A Valve employee probably has more knowledge of the internet than like an average company worker would. I'm sure they know what a furry is and they're like, eh, why not? Have fun. I mean, hey, this is like a post from 4 years ago and we're continuing to talk about it, so the marketing's working splendid. No one. A normal interaction between me and my dad. She keeps asking about wanting one of those furry suits. Why did you have to turn your mother into a goddamn furry? Leave in the comments if you think this happened. The dad definitely doesn't care that the mom's a fursuiter. He's probably just looking at the prices to get those things made and he's like, absolutely not! We can't put our kids through high school! We won't retire till 70! What do you mean you want to dress up like an animal? No, I don't give a fuck that you like it. I give a fuck that you're trying to destroy your savings. In this economy, come on, man. You gotta spend responsibly. Furry IRL. Okay, this one's really funny to me. This is gonna sound so furry, but am I the only one who walks like this when I'm barefoot? Like as if my legs have some kind of pause. Okay, so what they're basically saying here is like they tend to favor walking on their toes whenever they go around. I'm gonna break this to you slowly. You have autism. Okay, that's like one possibility, but I have this to a degree as well, go figure. But also you're a furry. Niche interest group covered. I will say it's kind of a problem when I'm walking with heels because all the balance is supposed to be on your heel. And so like I naturally like kind of lean forward in the heels onto my toes and then I fall forward and break my nose. What my art professor added on our exam. For a safe bet, a bit of realistic drawing is best. Question, can we draw, furries? Hell no. Furthest thing from modern day realism. Perhaps in the future, transhumanism will become a reality. I just do love the fervor with which he denies that claim. He was definitely looking forward to getting to shoot it down, but it was also something that he's probably had to deal with before. You think it was like a 3-strike system, or it was like one incident that was so bad, he's like, nah, based on this single traumatic experience letting my students draw furries, I am never letting them do that shit again. Aurora was shipped in a microwave box, so at Color Carnage added some very appropriate box art. Oh man, that's a cat fursuiter. Okay, if any of y'all follow the second channel, you know the trauma that I'm thinking of right now. That's a cat in the microwave, man. Please do not turn it on. I don't want to hear about another one going pop. Watch the first Kwite stream confessions thing if y'all really need to know, just that bad for some reason. Now, this time we have a 2-for-1. So apparently the daughter of Violet J from Insane Clown Posse is a furry, and he got a fursuit made for himself so that he could go to conventions with her. Honestly, that's probably the only way he can, like, go to conventions anonymously. He can be out in public because no one can tell who the hell he is, and he just gets to spend time with his daughter like he probably wouldn't be able to walking around normally. That's a very cool dad. And on top of that, one of the other things that I saw is Kevin Gates. 2 phones that Chris Chan referenced in her arrest footage. His daughter is a furry, and he records videos of him wearing the fursuit and a Louis Vuitton belt, just hanging out with her. And with how accepting of his daughter's interests he is, I think he really is just a good father. So I believe he started that jumper cable with his bare hands.
You did not start no car battery with your bare hands.
I hate that I even spoke about that. If I didn't, may God murder my children.
No, don't say that.
Please, kill them today. Right now, today.
Kevin.
Dude, my coworker is a furry. I saw her furry sticker on her phone and she saw my furry background. She also randomly airdropped me YIF and sent me a message. I know what you are? Okay, trying to figure out who's a furry while being very discreet about it, I can understand. You don't want to blow either of your cover. But sending straight up YIF, that's rule 34 for furries specifically if you didn't know. Like, dude, we're coworkers. We're not even on a friend level yet. And you're airdropping this to me in public? I'm on the job, man. That is way too forward in my opinion. Oh, the Heritage Foundation are the guys behind Project 2025. I believe a hacker group made of furries just leaked a bunch of their files. Heritage Foundation exec threatens gay furry hackers in unhinged text. A newly released log of messages shows a director at the think tank spewing insults after a data breach. I saw the messages earlier, and I don't know if I can show them here if I'm being honest. Oh my god, I don't even know why they tried to make contact with the leader of the group that like just hacked their shit, man. The teacher just confiscated my fucking mouse pad. Ugh. It's always a weird thing when you see what are supposed to be like those titty mouse pads or ass mouse pads, but the squishable bits are not anything lewd in the slightest. This is just the dude's persona's paw beans. I guess the general shape of mouse pads like that is like of a ball sack, but just look at the image itself, man. It's completely innocent and safe for work. How is this against school policy, man? Like, what rule is he breaking? Okay, believe that any animal mascot of anything ever, no matter how big of its importance, it will get turned into a persona thing soon, including the Google Chrome no internet dinosaur. And they just had to give this motherfucker hips. They could not help themselves. Like, no, it's gotta be curvy. And to top us off, let's head to NASCAR of all places. Daily reminder that Bad Dragon sponsors a NASA spec E30 car and it just won TT6. Yep, that's a big ass Bad Dragon logo and name on the front. Do you think like this guy just has a manager that cuts him the deals, or do you think he knows where his money is coming from? Man, that is a fun thought experiment. That's all I got. I'm really excited to share that big video I've been working on with y'all and to share more details about this. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see y'all next time.